You know that person who can walk into any room and still feel like they don't belong in it? They can smile, nod, make conversation, even look confident from the outside. But inside, there's this quiet tension, like they're standing on the wrong planet wearing a human costume. They'll be with family and feel like an outsider, with friends and feel like a visitor, at work and feel like an imposter. Even in places they should fit, something in them stays slightly separate, slightly alert, slightly alone. And people don't understand that. They tell you you're overthinking. They say, just be yourself. Like you haven't been trying to find that person for years. They label you dramatic, picky, antisocial, too sensitive, too deep, too weird. But here's what I want you to hear before you blame yourself again. Feeling out of place everywhere doesn't always mean something is wrong with you. Sometimes it means you became highly adaptable in an environment that wasn't built for you. Here's the truth slap. When you've spent years adjusting to survive, belonging can start to feel unsafe because belonging means relaxing. And if your nervous system learned that relaxing leads to getting hurt, misunderstood, judged, or abandoned, then it will choose distance, even when you're surrounded by people. Not because you want to be alone, because your body believes aloneness is safer than exposure. Psychologists describe something close to this with the idea of masks. Not the fun kind, the survival kind, the version of you that learned to read rooms fast and become whatever made things smoother. And the problem with living behind a mask isn't that you become fake, it's that you become unfindable. When you always adjust, people can't meet you, because you're never fully there. So you start feeling out of place everywhere, not because you're broken, but because you're constantly translating yourself into a language that isn't yours. Let me show you what this feels like in a short scene. You're at a gathering. Everyone's laughing at something that feels shallow. Not bad, just not you. You try to join in. You smile at the right times. You say the right lines. Someone asks, "How have you been?" And you almost answer honestly. Almost, then you feel that familiar stop inside your chest. So you say, "Good, busy." And the second the word leaves your mouth, you feel it. You're present, but not participating. You're there, but not seen. You're speaking, but not known. And you don't even blame them, because you didn't give them the real you to meet. That is the hidden mechanism behind feeling out of place everywhere. Your system learned to prioritize safety over authenticity. There's a concept that explains this in a simple way. Self-protection through hyper-awareness. Not the dramatic version where you're panicking. The quiet version where you're constantly scanning tone, body language, vibes, wrists. You notice everything. You pick up micro shifts. You adjust instantly. That skill can make you successful. It can make you likable. It can make you easy to be around. But it can also make you lonely in every room because you're always watching instead of being. So let's put a framework on it. 4 types of out of place everywhere occurring. You'll recognize yourself. The first is the shapeshifter. You learned early that being flexible kept you safe, so you became fluent in other people. You can blend into any group, any culture, any vibe, and the cost is that you stopped practicing being steady. You can fit in anywhere, but you don't feel rooted anywhere. The second is the seeker. You're not looking for people, you're looking for meaning. Small talk drains you because your mind is hungry for depth. You crave sincerity, purpose, realness. So when a room feels performative or superficial, you don't feel superior and you feel starved, like everyone's eating snacks and you need real food. The third is the wounded loyalist. This one hurts. You want belonging, you want closeness, but your history taught you that closeness comes with a price: rejection, betrayal, judgment, control. So your heart reaches out and then pulls back. You stand near people, but not inside the circle. You keep one foot out just in case. And the fourth is the different tempo mind. Your pace is different, your sensitivity is higher, your thoughts go deeper, your humor is slightly offbeat. You don't feel better, you just feel misaligned, like everyone else is dancing to a song you can't hear. You can join, but it never feels natural. Here's the paradox: the same awareness that helps you adapt is the thing that keeps you isolated, because you can't belong fully while you're busy measuring whether you're safe. And that's where the cost shows up. The cost isn't just loneliness, it's exhaustion. because every room becomes work. You're not just socializing, you're performing, you're editing, you're predicting reactions, you're adjusting the volume of your personality, and over time, you start to feel like there is no place for you because you haven't built one. You've been renting space in other people's worlds. Another cost is resentment you don't talk about. You watch people relax so easily. You watch them say whatever they want without analyzing it for 3 days. You watch them belong without trying. And you think, what is wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with you, but something is unhealed or unclaimed, because belonging isn't a location, it's a state of permission. And you may not have given yourself permission yet. Now, before we go into the upgrade path, here's the self-test. Answer it honestly. When you walk into a new room, what do you do first? Do you feel curious? Or do you start scanning? Do you enter or do you assess? Because that first instinct tells you whether you're looking for connection or looking for danger. And again, no shame. If you scan, it means your system is trying to keep you safe. But if you want to feel at home in the world, you can't live in assessment mode forever. So here are 3 steps. Concrete, not motivational posters. First, stop trying to fit in. Aim to be found. Fitting in is pretending you're like them. Being found is revealing what's real. Start small. 1 honest detail per interaction, not trauma, not oversharing. Just a real preference, a real opinion, a real piece of you. Instead of, I'm good, try, I'm a little tired, but I'm okay. Instead of nodding along, try, that's interesting, I see it differently. It's a tiny risk, but it's how your nervous system learns. Authenticity doesn't equal danger. Second, build micro-belonging, not fantasy. Belonging. A lot of people who feel out of place everywhere are secretly chasing one perfect room where they'll finally feel home. That room rarely exists. Belonging is built in small repetitions. A barista who knows your order, a gym where you show up consistently, one friend who doesn't drain you, a community around an interest. Stop waiting for the perfect tribe. Build small anchors. Belonging is a habit, not a miracle. Third, name your mask and choose when to wear it. This is powerful because your mask isn't evil. It protected you, but it shouldn't run your life unconsciously. So name it. Is it the funny mask, the quiet mask, the agreeable mask, the smart mask, the tough mask? Once you name it, you can say, I'm wearing it right now. And then choose, do I need it here or can I soften? That's how you reclaim agency. Because the goal isn't to become a person who belongs everywhere. That's not real. The goal is to become a person who can be themselves anywhere, even if they don't fit perfectly, even if they're different, even if they're not everyone's type. And let me tell you something that might change the way you see your out of place feeling. Some of the most powerful people you'll ever meet felt out of place their entire life. Not because they were broken, because they were early, because they were sensitive in a numb world, because they were honest in a performative world, because they were deep in a shallow season. But here's the difference between them and someone who stays trapped. They stopped asking, where do I belong? And started asking, where can I contribute as myself? Because contribution creates belonging, not approval, contribution. Let me end with this image. Imagine you've been carrying a small fire inside you. Something real, something warm, something that makes you, you. And every time you walk into a room, you've been hiding that fire behind your back, afraid it will be judged, afraid it will be too much, afraid it will be misunderstood. So you stand there cold, wondering why you don't feel warmth. But the warmth was never missing. You were just protecting it too well. If you want to stop feeling out of place everywhere, you don't need a new personality. You need the courage to let your fire be visible in small ways. And yes, some rooms won't deserve it. Some rooms will never feel like home. But the right people, they won't ask you to shrink the fire. They'll sit beside it. If this hit you, comment 1 word, Shapeshifter, Seeker, Wounded Loyalist, or Different Tempo Mind. And if you want more psychology that makes you stronger without making you colder, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Because the moment you stop trying to belong is the moment you start becoming.